All right, what's up, everybody? Late night keefy here in California. How's everybody doing? Happy weekend. It is officially my first week as a married man. I am having one of the best weeks of my entire life, but I thought I would come on to do the thing live we always do and share the live stream with you. This is not just my show, but it's yours. Gonna have a 1:24 a.m. liquid death. I don't pray, but pray for me. Gabe is here. What's up, Anti-Moz, the Beast? Yeah, man. Almost have the whole setup set up. I'm still missing like my key light. I'm making do with some other atmosphere here in the studio at the new house, my new home, but my wife's home that I moved into, which is amazing. But yeah, thanks for being here. Another week in life. We will talk a little bit about all the things going on in the world of rock and metal. I'm super stoked. It's been, like I said, kind of a dream come true and an amazing time. I am happier than I have ever been. And it's wild. It's really wild. People have been asking me, how's married life? And I'm like, married life is amazing. More to Skull is passing by. What's up? I don't know whoever else is going to be on late night, but this is your show too. If you're around, hang out, comment, talk. We have a lot to cover. I'm going to do my best to cover all the things. Sure, I'm showing up here on these other things. Some things, and other things. It used to be an article I used to write. All right. Well, we'll do our best to make do. But how's everybody doing out there? Tell us how you are. A 425 monster. I'm telling you, I can't drink energy drinks anymore. I stopped around the time I started grad school, so that's quite a ways back. But I was doing a lot of Red Bull. Red Bull, I would work like my 9 to 5 and then go to grad school at night and drink crazy Red Bulls. And it was probably not good for me, to be honest with you. But if you could still drink them and you enjoy them,
gardening for years. I've tried a lot of tools like this, but this one's still my favorite.
This thing sucks. I don't know why this thing that will not work tonight. But anyway, I'm here. I'm here and I'm doing a thing. Thanks, man. I'm so happy. And I'm gonna share some wedding stuff. I'm gonna share some wedding stuff so you can all see it. Boom. Then see if this thing does it. There we go. Hey. So yeah, this is a photo from my wedding in the thumbnail today. And yeah, like I said, I'm just over the moon. From almost the moment we got together, we knew we were going to spend the rest of our lives together, which is, you know, a very rare and lucky thing. I recognize how lucky I am. The whole wedding went off pretty much without a hitch, I got to be honest. And we only had a handful of people not be able to make it, which is, you know, above average usually. And honestly, yeah, we're really lucky. I have an amazing new family since most of my family has passed on, and everybody was amazing. And the food was great, and the music. Melissa and I worked on the playlist, and it was pretty rad, I have to say. I was really happy about it. Sean is here. Burial Clouds is here. Chico is here. Dang Divine is here. All the people who are chiming in and coming in here on the tick of the talk and the gram. The best experience for the show is always YouTube, where you can support us with some super likes or some super chats or some channel memberships. And we're also on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and a few other places, but I like hanging out on TikTok. I think we are going to officially move over to Riverside soon. I know Omar is already doing his interviews on Riverside, as are a few other people. But yeah, so wedding stuff. Let's just, I'll just embiggen this. Everybody here, unfortunately, on TikTok, you will not be able to appreciate this. Here's, again, that thumbnail picture. This was right after we said the I do's and took this photo. It was pretty amazing. Under this giant tree in my in-laws' backyard that has to come down soon. But really amazing. And here's us getting married by our dear friend Rebecca. I looked awesome in my suit. I have to say, I was really happy with how we looked. My wife was beautiful. Her vows to me were beautiful. Here's a picture of us sitting under a tree right before. Here's a nice kiss. Once again, some fun pictures of us in the backyard. And then, so we had a wedding and sort of a reception after the wedding for a small group of people in my in-laws' backyard, which was beautifully decorated. And then, hey, James, hey, Steven, what's up? What's up? Late night, hanging out, talking rock and metal news. I'm just talking about a little personal stuff first. I got married a week ago, so I'm sharing all the things. And then Saturday, we had like an all-day thing with Melissa's family, which is huge. My best friend Curtis came in from out of town, had some friends come in from San Francisco, and basically her whole extended family. So it was really amazing to meet everybody. A lot of people I met for the first time. Her circle of people, her closest friends, I know a little bit now. So that was wonderful. And we dressed kind of up but down. Suit for me, but my Vans. No tie, untucked shirt, how I'm comfortable. I've spent many years in monkey suits and corporate BS. And Melissa was a vision in black with her combat boots, her Doc Martens. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, man, I'm married. It's insane. Here's this awesome picture where we recreated the Ministry with Sympathy album cover, as inspired by my friend Pedro. Great call, bro. And yeah, that photo is amazing. And then yeah. Then I got this amazing gift, not only wedding gifts and things, but Omar from Ghost Cult and a bunch of people from the team around the world made a video shout out to us. So I'm actually going to share some of this right now and see if you guys want to watch like maybe a few minutes of it. I might be a private video, but let's just see what else is happening. So let's do me. And then this. Move the thing. There we go. And let's just see. I just take myself out.
Oh shit. My bad, kid. Keith, Melissa, congratulations on getting married. I wish you guys many, many years of love and happiness and wealth. Wealth would be fucking nice. But yeah, I wish you guys many years of happiness and love. And congratulations once again.
Congratulations to both you, Keith and Melissa, on your big day of getting married. Wishing you both a wonderful journey as you build your life together. Congratulations.
Hey, Keith and Melissa. I'm really excited to hear that you're getting married. Keith, obviously, you and I have gotten to talk to him. Melissa, I've never chatted with you, never met you, but Keith seems like a really good guy, so I'm assuming he has good taste in people, and that you two are going to have a great time, and I wish you all the best of luck. So, yeah, have an absolute blast. I hope it is a wonderful day for you. All right, bye.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Keefy. Hi, Melissa. It's Chris. Love you guys. Happy marriage. Congratulations on everything. You guys deserve it. So happy for you guys. Best of luck. Love you.
Hey, Keefy, this is Ghost Cult and Glacially Musical Superfan and sometimes contributor Danny. I just want to wish you and Melissa a life lived happily ever after. Congratulations on your wedding. Everybody on the Ghost Cult staff is very happy for you and very thrilled for this next chapter of your life. So great job, congratulations, and keep on rocking.
Congratulations, Keefy and Melissa. I'm so stoked for you. Big day, big party. I hope it's a barn burner. Burn it down. Keefy, I miss you. Melissa, I need to meet you. I wish you the best. Congratulations on your wedding day. It's just amazing, amazing, amazing.
Melissa, Keefy, what can I say? I'm so glad that you guys found each other. Finding that one person is such a huge thing, and you just know it when it happens. And I knew it when it happened to me 29 years ago, and I'm so glad that you guys know it now for yourselves. So, Melissa, thank you for making my buddy, Keefy, one of the happiest people I've ever known, because just since you walked into his life, I can tell a huge impact was made on him. So with that being said, lots of love to you guys from me. Wait, not just from me, but from the whole family as well. So we all wish you a happy marriage. You guys are going to have a great life together, and you guys are going to blow it away.
I say so. Back at it, and yeah, man, just absolutely amazing, and really, I'm really humbled and thankful, not just because I have an amazing partner and wife, but because my life is pretty rad. I'm lucky to do what I do. So let's get on back to the business, right? That was a nice little time out. I've been talking about this. We got engaged in February. We pretty much had the wedding locked down a week or two later, and it came in, and it's 1 week of wedded bliss now. So I think she's asleep upstairs right now while I'm doing this like a jabroni overnight. But we're getting a sense of normalcy, so it's coming together. In case anybody's curious and still wants to help support me, I'm trying to sell these 10.5 men's Slayer DC shoes. They're too narrow for me. If you know anybody in a size 10.5 that loves Slayer, let me know. 10.5 American. I'm trying to sell these guys on my eBay. We recently hit 2 million views on YouTube, and that doesn't happen without all of you watching all our videos. We're rolling out a lot of new stuff, including we are going to do more membership type stuff. We started doing clips from our videos, little video clips of our bigger interviews. We'll be talking about all our features this week in a second, but pretty stellar stuff. Also, we are still raising awareness for the GoFundMe for Eugene Robinson, who has been in my life as a force of music and just brilliance for 36 years since I discovered Oxbow's Fuckfest album when I was in junior college in 1991. And Eugene had a stroke. He's been living in Spain, so he's probably got great medical care in Spain, but, you know, it's just going to take a long time for rehab and things like that for him to get back on his feet. So if you can, please donate. The link is in our bio. You can also watch that wedding video. The link is in that also on Omar's new channel. I don't know what else he's going to do with that channel, but Ghost Cult OJ666 is live and direct. Pantera Walk. That's right. Slayer's Walk. That's pretty funny. And again, just for our usual metal history, obviously 1 year ago yesterday, Ozzy, or now 1.5 days ago, Ozzy passed away a year ago. It doesn't feel real. I'm not okay. I wasn't okay all day Wednesday. We made a special mention of an Unglacially musical. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And yeah, it's just not okay. I just didn't know we were going to have all this range of emotions from Ozzy having the Back to the Beginning and all his struggles. And then he passed right after it seemed. And then these documentaries came out that were just heartbreaking and brain-breaking. His final memoir, where he talked about all his physical health and mental health struggles. Just so much to cope with as a fan. I have loved Ozzy since I was a little kid. So I'm not okay. But there's a lot of, hey, Headstock Goatluck, what's up, man? Oh, 18 years. Nice, man. Always do your best. That's the only advice you have. Thank you, brother. I am doing my best. I'm trying. I would say that probably a couple of years ago, I was probably a hot ass mess and a terror to both my friends and partners. And now I'm working on my physical health. I did a little update on that last week. Hey, GG fan, what up? Welcome back. I did a little update on my physical health. I'm working on my mental health.
Are you a man
Shut
or a
the
woman
fuck
over 40
up.
years
Why
old?
is this thing
You
still
can receive
going
an
on?
electric bike for your
I don't
comfort and
understand.
daily transportation.
Okay, I don't want an electric bike. dude. Yeah, I don't understand why this shit is fucking. I don't understand. Oh well. Anyhow, just not cooperating today. But anyway, yeah. Only saw Snuffed on Sight Wednesday, sore as hell. From nice work, kick your friends, bro. Snuffed on Sight's killer. So I was just talking about, yeah, Ozzy died the same day, right, like a Rolling Stones released. Yeah. Speaking of Rolling Stones, we had some things. Enza, who passed away 10 years ago in May. This is one of his last photos ever at NAMM, at the NAMM show, and shot by our friend Melina Delamargio, who also passed away in 2016. That anniversary is coming up soon. Big Nick Menza fan, very sad that he passed. Also, Chris Cornell's birthday would have been last week. We talked about it a little bit on the show. And then, of course, Chester Bennington lost his life on Chris Cornell's birthday. They were very close. Really sad and tough stuff. On to some other metal history notes. Brian May celebrated a birthday last week. Really cool. Martin Gore of Depeche Mode celebrated a birthday. Oh, I have the wrong banner going. Glacially Musical, not Ghost Cult. That's really funny. Because I was doing that the other day. Mick Jagger, speaking of Rolling Stones, had a birthday this week. You should follow Glacially Musical. George Clinton celebrates a birthday this week. Really cool. From P-Funk, Parliament Funkadelic, and other things. And his massive solo career. Slash, his birthday was yesterday. Really cool. This is a great photo shot by Omar Cordy of Slash with Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the co-conspirators. Another tremendous birthday this week. Shout out goes out to the singer of Turnstile, Bradley. Very cool. Great fucking band. They're blowing up. Love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, Nick was amazing, dude. Also, albums released this week. Dave Mustaine's unofficial solo album, MD45, The Craving. Originally, the album was released with vocals by Lee Ving from Fear, one of Dave's heroes, and then he went back in and re-recorded the vocals himself. I don't know why. I think Nick Menza also played on that record. Dude, Hanneman, bro, I agree. Slayer, not the same without Jeff, but I do love Gary. If you had to replace Jeff with anybody, Gary's a great replacement. I think the only mistake was not letting Gary write music with Slayer on that final Slayer record, Repentless, which I liked. But you know, all the only Kerry records and all the only Jeff records are really different. Some conversation about whether Black Sabbath's Master Reality has an anniversary this week or in a couple of weeks, but you know, back in the day, like 40, 50 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, US records and British records came out at different times, not even a few days apart or a few weeks apart, but well apart sometimes. But I think Tony and Sabbath shared the Master Reality anniversary. My favorite Black Sabbath album, to be honest with you. Pantera's Cowboys from Hell was released this week in metal history. Actually, today is the 36th anniversary of Cowboys from Hell. And here's the hand-drawn poster by Dimebag Darrell, which is crazy, in a basement. And of course, Cowboys from Hell. MD45, Gabe, I bet. It's really good, actually. Go listen to the Lee version first. And then the Dave version is what I think is on Spotify. Texas Jam, there was Cal Jam, DC Jam, all these things. Texas Jam was this week in 1983. Van Halen, Loverboy, Dio, Crocus, Ron Keel, and Bachman Turner Overdrive. How Dio was under Loverboy with their one song is mind-boggling, but okay. Van Halen just at about the peak right before 1984 when Roth left after. I'm not a Van Hagar person, as everybody who watches the show knows. I'm not a Van Hagar dude. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction came out in 1987 this week. Some new GNR stuff coming up soon. We'll talk about that. Dio's Dream Evil, solid record. Overkill, White Devil Armory, still probably a terribly named album, but a great album nonetheless. At the Gates, classic melodic death metal album, Terminal Spirit Disease, phenomenal stuff. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance, oh, so good, so good. Rockstar Mayhem Fest, the 5th edition, kicked off this week in metal history. Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, Anthrax, As They Lay Dying, unfortunately, Devil Wears Prada, Asking Alexandria, Whitechapel, High on Fire, I the Breather, and a few other bands. I covered this with Omar, and Omar's son came with us, and he loves him some Slipknot, and obviously Omar and I love Slayer and Motorhead and Anthrax and stuff. So I think it was a pretty sick day, and everybody that met the kid, who is now 21, 22 years old, everybody that met OJ Jr., Omar, loved him. Sid the Kid and Clown and Mick, they all love that kid. So amazing time. Trust Company's album, The Lonely Position of Neutral. That's just the album with Downfall on it. Kind of the butt rock new metal, early aughts, 2002. All right, and that is the halfway point in the show. Just quickly let you know that if you're feeling tipsy, you can join us with a channel membership, a super like, or a super thanks on YouTube. Nobody has to, but if you're feeling tipsy, feel free to tip us. And we have the tip menu. We take PayPal, Venmo, Ko-fi, Cash App, whatever you use, we probably take it. And all the money we make, we do make some money from advertising. We'll talk about in a few minutes, but it all goes back into Ghost Cult. Acid Bath is passing by. What up, homies? I hope you're doing great in Europe. I'm gonna be a rock star. Time for some features. Time for some features here at Ghost Cult. Salazanos, we interviewed them not too long ago. We debuted their new song. It was brutal and heavy, and it features Bar McKinnon. Bar used to be in Mr. Runkle, and now he has a new band, Désolé, and some other stuff. So really incredible stuff here from Nick Parkinson. Once again, just a reminder, we have a podcast. This show is a podcast, and we recently passed 1,000 episodes. I think we're up to like 110 or 11 this weekend. Really amazing stuff. Thanks for everybody for their support. A lot of stuff going on with Comic-Con week this week, San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to talk all about it. Omar did a new interview with Gus Rios. You know him probably best from Left to Die. Last year, he did Cold Slither with Raining Phoenix music. This year, Knights of Unicron. They have reimagined the Transformers the movie soundtrack with some of the original cast of the movie and soundtrack, as well as the Knights of Unicron metal band, which features members of Exhumed and Gruesome, who all play with Gus. And I love that Gus has a Purple Rain shirt on. Absolutely crushing. Gus is a good dude. I've interviewed him a few times. Omar has now interviewed him. They nerded out about their toy collections. I think there's a video going up just about that tomorrow. Yeah, man, Bungle. Retro Vertigo. Good stuff. As soon as this show is over, I gotta go to bed. This is super interesting. We have a new interview with the Arizona death metal band, melodic death metal, deathcore band Wormhaven, who have a new album out right now. And really cool. We interviewed 3 of the guys, and really a really good look at really how to do underground metal, right? Gabe is another example of this, how to plot out releases and plan your work and work your plan. They've been building to a full-length album for 5 or 6 years with a couple of EPs and singles. And, they did it in a way where it doesn't break them financially, so they continue to have and love their band. Also, recent interviews we had include Monolord and Irata and Butthole Surfers. Again, if you get a chance, please go watch our Butthole Surfers interview, because YouTube is down monetizing, shadow banning that video because of Butthole. How fucking stupid can you fucking be? But anyway, Also, Glacially Musical podcast goes up tomorrow. We have finished our series on Deicide. Check out our final episode as well as our tier list next week without a break. We are going to start a brand new series on Guns N' Roses, starting with Appetite for Destruction. So I'm really pumped. Deicide is not everybody's cup of tea, even though these are considered classic old school death metal albums. And I just saw Deicide. They were fantastic. And they had almost the most fans, almost like robbed the fans from Behemoth in a way. But check out this. I love this graphic Don did of Nick as Jesus on the cover of this album. It's pretty incredible. And just once again, if you got a band, a DIY band, store, org, record store, anything related to music, honestly, and in some kind of underground band, hit us up. Subscribe. Take a screenshot, DM us, especially on YouTube. That's what we're trying to get to, that 7,000 mark. But we give free promotion to bands, and we still do. So mostly unsigned bands. So check it out. I'll do a new video where I explain the Ghost Cult shout out. You see sometimes in our Instagrams or our TikToks, GC shout out. All right, now it's time for the news rundown. Look at the new little Chiron. That's really cool. All right. And we start the news rundown with festivals. And we just have a handful of stuff to talk about. Incarceration was last weekend, but I want to talk about the weather problems in America right now because of fires. Wildfires in Canada are affecting the air quality in Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Ohio. And so some of incarceration was limited or canceled because of the air quality. Certain people didn't want to come on and sing. I know Poppy was one of them. People were not thrilled, but they have to protect themselves. There's no health insurance, there's no life insurance, there's no insurance if you get sick or screw you. Or of course, bro, if you get sick, there's no health care for you. So like if people felt like they couldn't perform or they drunk or shortened some of the day, I understand. And I just wanted to say, I'm sorry for the folks that were out there, and some of the fans were out there and not well. Again, Hordes X, headlined by D Profundus, is coming up in September. That is a music festival put on by Slow Dragon Music. Big Paul Slow Dragon is our news guy at night. Great South Bay music festivals this week, again with a bizarre collection of bands, but still pretty cool. Once again, Vakken open airs this coming weekend or next weekend. It's going to be sick. Bloodstock, we are confirmed to be covering Bloodstock once again. Saxon, Lamb of God, Slaughter to Prevail, and Judas Priest. I believe it's Saxon's return to the stage since Biff's heart problems last year. And Lamb of God's headlining the festival, I think, for the first time. You also have a final show in England from Sepultura. Bleed From Within, Body Count, featuring Ice-T, Municipal Waste, Biohazard, Testament, Black Label Society, Cryptopsy, Wednesday 13, Leprous, so many bands. Kitty, Castle Rat, Carpenter Brute. Riot Fest is coming up in September. Hopeful to go cover that one more time. RPM Fest announced their full lineup for early September. It's usually late August, early September, Labor Day weekend. Muddy Roots is coming up in September. There was just recently a fire in Europe at the Muddy Roots Europe grounds. Obviously, no one was hurt, but not great. You're trying to put on a festival. Louder Than Life coming up, looking ahead to September. This is just a Thursday. Iron Maiden, Run For Your Lives tour, Pantera, Megadeth, Danzig, and Alice Cooper. Jesus, what a lineup that is. Sick New World coming up in Texas for the first time. We just covered the Vegas one again. Glad they had a successful time. Looks like we'll be back in Texas for this one. That was all the festivals. Yep, Sepultura, bro. Now let's talk about some tour dates from bands or one-off things. Brit Floyd is doing the Moon, the Wall, and Beyond tour all summer, all the way through to November. I hope to go late in the tour when they hit Sacramento area. Stray Cats are on tour right now after having a postponement last year. Had just booked additional dates because now that they're well and it's going well, they are going back. Paul Bearer's got additional tour dates coming up in August. Looking forward to covering that. 6 Feet Under, Cataclysm, and Wormhole continue their tour. We just ran a review of that yesterday. Great picture here of Chris Barnes. By all accounts, Barnes did really good. I know people are iffy on his vocal ability these days, but by all accounts, the show was rad. So really good to have that covered by Omar at Gramercy Theater. And we love Cataclysm and hoping for a new Cataclysm record at some point too. Hatebreed continues the Summer Slaughter tour. This was tonight in Anaheim. We'll be talking a lot about Comic-Con in a few minutes, but this is the Transformers Apology Tour. I would love to see this become an actual tour, but it was really funny. I'd love to see video from this out there. Melvins have added additional tour dates this fall to coincide with Sick New World, Texas. Dale has been busy with the new version of Sleep. I don't know how I feel about Sleep without Pike and Rotor, but, you know, Rotor is busy now that Neurosis is warming up for shows again. So, Lords of Acid announced the second leg of their Cheeky Freaky tour with Princess Superstar, Tony the Kiku, and a few other artists. Really excited for a new Lords of Acid album with the Acid Queen, Carla Harvey, formerly of Butcher Babies. A band I absolutely go apeshit for, Kowloon Walled City from Oakland. They're kind of post-metal. They have announced a Midwest and East Coast tour for the first time in a long time, including Brooklyn. Hopefully we'll get to cover them at one of these places. Tomahawk and Melvins kicked off their tour last weekend, so they are into week 2. And basically they're playing kind of every 2 in a row, 3 in a row, and then 1 off. So that's, hopefully most of this tour is selling out. Ricky Rackman continues his 1 Foot in the Gutter show. His LA show, which was completely sold out, got canceled because of a water main break. Unbelievable bad luck, but I'm pulling for you, Ricky. I know you've been going through it lately. I'm really rooting for you. And hopefully we'll interview him again someday. Trivium announced a big headline tour with In Flames. I do believe we will get more new Trivium music later in the year and a new album next year. Very exciting stuff. The Summer of 99 and Beyond tour continues with Creed. I don't know why I just saw this photo of Scott Stapp of Creed wearing this I'm Your Huckleberry shirt. Really hilarious stuff. But he's ripped, bro. Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats, who dropped the Ozzy cover this week, have announced additional tour dates with Mesa. Have to go see this band when they come near you. I might go see this show. This is just near Barrel Proof Lounge in Santa Rosa, where I live now. Has Judas Thieves, a tribute to Judas Priest, Electric Funeral, the Black Sabbath tribute, and Crossroads of Cream, a tribute to Cream. Might very well go to this. Also, the number 12 Looks Like You is doing a 20th anniversary tour for their album Mongrel. Opening acts include Keonashi, who we interviewed not that long ago, and Differences, and a few others. All right. Thanks for being here, Gojo. Crowbar, in an unfortunate bit of news. I don't know if you saw Crowbar in the last year. Last summer, Crowbar toured, and Kirk Winstein had to sit for the entitled. Yeah, sold out and then canceled. That sucks, bro. Winstein had to sit last summer to play live. And people were like, oh, that's kind of fucking weird. And, Barnes had a similar thing with 6 Feet Under last year also. Guys, these guys are getting 60-something years old. They're old now. So Kirk has a cyst on his spine. It's not life-threatening, but he needs kind of like physical therapy to be able to get his range of motion and remove the discomfort and pain. So Crowbar had planned a whole summer European tour, and now they've canceled it. And he's busy with other things down. I don't know if he's working on new solo stuff, but get well soon, Kirk. And we're looking forward to that new Down record later in the year. Probably going to get announced soon. All right. That is the halfway point of the show. Again, the tip menu is there if you want it. Once again, we are got affiliate partners like Fable Beard. The reason my beard game is so awesome, the reason why I smelled so good at my wedding is because of Fable Beard. When you use our link in the description, you get $10 off and we get free Fable Beard merch. Check it out. Also, we're part of the Lamb Goat Media Network. Lamb Goat, the much meaner version of Ghost Cult. Check whenever you see ads on our website. That's from Lamb Goat. Don't go in the comments if you know what's good for you. You will be sorry. It is 2. Excuse me. It is 2 a.m. and I got to get up at 8 or before 8, 7:30 or 7:15. Shout out to Craig Caruso of Caruso Apps for keeping us going. Much appreciated, brother. And again, right now you're watching this from StreamYard, but I think we're going to move to Riverside next year or sooner. All right, that's all the things. Let's talk about the news rundown. And obviously, you know, everything begins and ends this week with Ozzy, man. I am just still broken-hearted about the loss of Ozzy Osbourne. He meant so much to me. It's really nice to see all of the members of Black Sabbath, Jack, really mythical, magical beard magic. That is a great line, Gabe. But yeah, man, Ozzy, everybody, there was like an outpouring of support. There were cover songs. Stuff from Back to the Beginning came out as like standalone videos and tracks. Uncle Acid did a cover. Hailstorm shared their Perry Mason cover. You know, Jack just was like, you know, remember the good that my father did, and that's what you should take with you. Or if you were just a fan of the Osbournes and you didn't know Ozzy, otherwise, that's cool too. I know a lot of people that only knew him from the Osbournes, and I'm not a gatekeeper at all. There was a Patient Number 9 beer release. I believe it is in the UK only, but let's look it up really quick. OzzyBeer.com. I don't know if it's available in the States or if it will be, but maybe. Hobson's Beer. Win a 1-month supply of beer. I want a 1-month supply of beer. But I think this is a British beer brand, so I don't know officially what the deal is. 5% off coupon. Ozzy Beer. Brewing a Legend. Let's see. Yep. Looks like only the UK for now, but hopefully it'll change. All right. Nice to see, though. I don't know if you can ship beer internationally. It would probably be a fortune, right? And also, again, there was Ozzy Day in Birmingham, and that museum is still there. I don't think it'll be there by the time I get to visit England in the next year or two, but it was really nice. I'd love to see that travel around, or if Ozfest comes back, maybe that becomes a traveling exhibit where everybody can see these artifacts and things. In addition to me getting married, 2 famous rockers got married this week. Phil Bozeman of Whitechapel married his longtime girlfriend. Congrats. On the land and farm owned by his grandma. And Jonathan Davis, by opposite thing, Jonathan Davis of Korn married his longtime girlfriend, Brittany Parisi, in an opulent wedding that was covered by People magazine. So somewhere in between these 2 things was my wedding in terms of efforts and extravagance, but not ours was wonderful and lovely. I wouldn't have traded it for anything in the world. It was really great. Chris Garza is back on tour with Suicide Silence in a few months. He announced, I think he'd been saying that he was going to take a break from the Garza podcast, and I think we assumed he was going to come back to music more full time, but he's not been touring with the band for a couple of years, and now he will be back. Callous Dowboys called out Kim Dracula. Kim Dracula, named for a Deftones song, signed to Sumerian Records, which is a big deal for them. And they dropped a new song that eerily sounds like a Callous Dowboys. At least the breakdown sounds like one of their songs. So they called it out. Yeah, man, I'm happy for John. Man, he's had a rough go, and I'm really happy for him. But yeah, Callous Dowboys. We'll have to go check that song out. You know, nothing against Kim Dracula, but let's see. It was yeah, Callous Dowboys. Kim Dracula's new song is Molecular Conversion, and Callous Dowboys said that their breakdown absolutely stole the same part of their song, the breakdown of Gigantic Parasite Tongue. Callous Dowboys, fun band. It's not a band I sit around and re-listen to their records, but I enjoy them live. Also, this is Attack Attack. That's the band Stick Sickly, the Crabcore guys. Their drummer's storage space was broken into and nothing was stolen. There was some vandalism, but weirdly, he left all the whoever the thieves were left all the band merch, and he was like, they must have thought I was some kind of loser. Why the fuck did they not take not one shirt, not a vinyl, nothing? Hey, Metal Rock Punk, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. If you give us a follow, we'll follow you back. Iron Maiden continuing to ride high at the end of their EdFest. I do believe that they did a recap video for EdFest, and I think they will probably announce soon the next one. Be interesting to see how much more Iron Maiden we get after this headline tour of America. Pig Destroyer, if you're a big fan of Prowler in the Yard, which is celebrating 25 years this year, they're doing a Bandcamp listening party. So if you love the band, they're going to jump in the chat. There's going to be some merch, maybe special merch for the band for the drop. So go check that out. Zero King has a new song out featuring Chris of Byzantine. Pretty quick killer band, I believe, from Las Vegas. Nice stuff. Sleep Token has their first platinum record. Their first platinum record for their last record, not even in Arcadia, but their debut. So really interesting stuff. Take Me Back to Eden, right? Sleep Token continues to get bigger and bigger. We shall see what they do next. I believe they're working on new music now. FIFA is over. I'm not a big soccer fan, but this picture is going to live rent-free in my head forever. It is Justin from Tool, his brother, and Shania Twain, for some reason, in this photo at watching soccer. Well, they sold half the rights to Maiden and the likeness of Eddie. I will say this. I don't love Pop House, looking at what they're doing with Kiss. Most of the Iron Maiden catalog has been remastered and re-released. Maybe it will mean more Maiden. You know, Maiden just made the Hall of Fame. Maybe this means a bigger profile for them. I don't think rock and metal fans could love Iron Maiden anymore. I've almost never met anyone who doesn't think Iron Maiden rules, but maybe it will help them more in the pop consciousness or pop culture, or Marvel movies or something, but I don't love this thing. Listen, Iron Maiden's children's life is secured. We saw with Nico McBrain retiring, the band is on their kind of, I hate to say, last legs, but you know, this is the way it's all going. Your bands are going to sell out and, you know, get that money now because they cannot get that money later. King Ultra Mega, the Chris Cornell and Soundgarden and Temple of the Dog tribute, put out another new song, Birth Ritual, featuring Lizzie Hale. Recently, Glacially Musical interviewed Dave Cruson, formerly of Pearl Jam and Candlebox, about his drumming on the last King Ultra Mega song to come out. So, yeah, check that out. Great cover. Rush is in talks to headline the Sphere. So a lot of Sphere activity. Metallica's big Sphere thing is later this year in a couple of months, starting in October, going all the way to April. Rush, Tool, Eagles are going to add more dates there. So I don't know. I kind of feel like Metallica screwed the pooch for the rest of us fans by setting the bar so high financially for those tickets. I know they're coming down in price now, but they're very hard to transfer, apparently. So don't get robbed and get tickets accidentally that you cannot actually use. Clown from Slipknot, who needs like a heart surgery soon. That's the last we heard from him. Slipknot's kind of off the road right now. And Clown has a new band called the O'Day Project, and he put a new song out called, it was, where is it? I'm sorry. I have my notes and my deck. Well, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Unlife. 2 words, Unlife. He really feels like he's finally got his website and his sort of creative outlets lined up where he can do all his post-Slipknot stuff and maybe his other Slipknot stuff. I will eventually do a review of Look Outside Your Window. I do have the vinyl finally. Amon Amarth announced a new album on Metal Blade Records coming soon in October. The All-Father Awakens. They dropped a brand new song. with a Swedish title I can't say probably correctly, but very always a tentpole release when Amon Amarth has new music. Speaking of new music, the one thing I'm really pumped about is the brand new Forbidden track, Cyclops, and the new Forbidden self-titled album. They have never had a self-titled album. That's coming out soon from Black to Black. I am excited. Just take my word. Forbidden is one of my favorite bands ever. Norman Skinner is killing it as the vocalist, and I'm super excited for new Forbidden thrash. What a great summer of thrash. We got a new album from Flotsam and Jetsam, Forbidden coming soon, really cool. Anthrax in September on my birthday. Agnostic Front dropped a new music video. They're on tour in Europe right now. Here's time for the Comic-Con stuff really quick as we wind down the show soon. Bruce Dickinson last night, today, joined Green Day, Billy Joe and the Cover-Ups cover band on stage during Comic-Con, which is incredible for a cover of Mott the Hoople's All the Young Dudes. Maybe you remember that song from the 70s, or you remember Mott the Hoople being covered by Queen and David Bowie at the Freddie Mercury concert back in 1992. And so Z2 Comics is doing a bunch of stuff at Comic-Con. Record labels do a lot of Comic-Con stuff. All the toy companies, Super 7, Funko. We're going to unbox a Funko in a minute. My newest Funko in my huge collection here at the house. It's pretty ridiculous that I have a whole thing of toys. And I'm lucky that my wife indulges me. So let's see. Here's some cool things coming up for Comic-Con. El Hijo del Santo, the Lucha Libre wrestler, is going to be doing a signing at the RPM table on Saturday. Coming up tomorrow, aka today, on Friday, Meshuggah's doing a signing. Thomas Hake and Martin Hagstrom are going to sign new Meshuggah albums. I believe they're going to be a special Comic-Con variant for Destroy, Erase, Improve, and Catch 33 reissues that are out now. I can't afford them right now, but I like to get them eventually for my reissues. Big extravaganza later in the year. Night to Unicron panel and signing session. So you have Vincent DiCola, Francesco Cavallari of Windrose and VBO, Stan Bush, and the Knights of Unicron band, all at the signing at the RPM booth 4029 there at San Diego Comic-Con today at 12 noon. As you're watching this, and really exciting. And again, check out our interview with Gus, all about that. And that is all the news for the week. And it is time to talk about the Ask Clown of the Week. This is my newest creation, my newest section of the show. I'm constantly trying to improve what I do every week. We do constant 24/7 news, concert reviews, festival reviews, album reviews. We're on a pace for about 500 album reviews this year. We did 530 last year. Stan Bush, brother. And Vincent DiCola. That's your Transformers the movie soundtrack people. But the Ask Clown of the Week, I don't want to bring attention to shitty people, but I also have to call them out. Aaron Lewis. I don't care that Aaron Lewis does country music. Aaron Lewis abstained. He actually had the #1 country album on iTunes this week for his new album. Give Me Back My Country or whatever, whoever the fuck he thinks took it from him. But the problem with Aaron is I don't care that he has not the same values as me. I am as lefty as they come, and people don't like me. I'm pretty left of left. I am more left of most Democrats. If you are scared of the Democratic Party, I think they're a bunch of bitches and losers, and they don't represent me because they're not liberal enough for me. They're more like the Republicans used to be. Republicans I wouldn't like this current group of Republicans. If I was conservative or Christian or a billionaire, I wouldn't like them too much except at tax time, because I don't think they would represent the classic conservatives like Reagan and McCain and Paul Ryan. But Aaron Lewis said that the country, the United States of America, was founded on principles from the Bible. Now, while that's true, that's really old-fashioned and dumb. And he talked in his interview about how bad racism is now, and it's worse now than even when he was a kid. And this is the same guy who a couple of years ago went to a town in Texas and was fucking racist to the crowd. So, like, which one is it, bro? Are you racist yourself, or are you just appalled at what you think racism is? Because you're kind of a dick. I don't know. I don't know. Make up your mind. Oh, I agree, bro. The same broken eagle, you know? Camera's like going for its here a little bit. But yeah. Yeah, two broken wings of the same bird, if you will. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Anyway, Aaron Lewis, dumbass, ass clown of the week. What a fucking jabroni. What an absolute jabroni. But anyway, that is the ass clown of the week. And then I saw this, and this was like terrified me. I was like, oh, dear kids, her name was Lady Elaine Fairchild, and she was fucking terrifying. Look, I love Mr. Rogers, man, from my childhood. Jesus, Lady Elaine was nightmare fuel for little kids on Tang and fucking pudding pops, you know? All right, that means it's time for New Music Friday. Let us go find the New Music Friday list that I have here. Everything that's coming out this weekend that you need to buy and or spin. We have a list every week. We give a preview. And I'm going to read off your bands, your album title, and label and genre. Just a smattering. The whole list is on our website with links you can buy stuff on. Stuff out this week includes Calastia, Revelations in Black on Eclipse Records. That's for some prog rock. Steel, All Returns to the Hollow and Silence EP on Secret Strike Records for some metalcore. Changing Places in the Fire, self-titled Wild Thing Records for some rock. Combi Christ, the great industrial metal band, is back. That's one for you, Gabe. The Venom in the Mouth of God on Out of Line Music, same label as Combi Christ's mentor, Till Lindemann. Devulsive spawned in the Viscera on Comatose Records for some death metal. Faustian, a Parable of the Sewer on Apocalyptic Witchcraft Records for some black metal. The Who, Hun, their new album on Better Noise Music for some Mongolian metal. Into Darkness, Route to the Other Side on Dying Victims Records for some death metal. Litoth, Dreaming on Personal Records for some more death metal. Lockstep for some shoegaze, I Know What I Saw out on Profound Lore. Manball, new album, Not Your Kingdom on Nuclear Blast, their first for that label, I believe. The Tomb of Sugar reissues, Catch 33 and Destroy, Erase, Improve. Again, Raining Phoenix music, love to get those. Some vinyl variants of those sent to me. Mimi Bark's Dream State of Fear EP on Death Kiss Records. Mimi is kind of a new metalcore artist. North Sea Echoes, the prog album from your prog metal masters on Metal Blade Records, How to Cast a Shadow. Resin, we gave this album a 10 of 10. We give very few 10s and 9s. Tim Leedon gave this a 10 of 10. Cycles in the Infinite Dream, instrumental, post-rock, and stoner doom on Sargent House. Salomoth, speaking of progressive metal, Hydrophilius Blood on Willowtip Records. Salomoth, great band. Topor, Dungeon Descent on Dying Victims Records for some death metal. VBO, again, that's Francesco Cavallari of Windrose, Vice Business Only, debut album on Raining Phoenix Music. And Yeti on Horseback, Traditional Addictions for some stoner rock. That is all the new music that is coming out this week. And now it's time for the mailbag. And this is a fun one for me personally. So watch and enjoy. Hey, Q is here. It's very late overnight here on the West Coast, my brother. In honor of Comic-Con for this week, I have a brand new Funko. I got the Papa V Perpetua Funko. This is the excellent Papa number 500 in the Pop Rocks Pop series. And I'm going to unbox this bad boy. I have a whole bunch of Papas. And I'm a huge Ghost fan. And the Ghost shared their trailer this week. We talked about it last week about the announcement for the Too Big to Rig, I don't love the name, but their concert movie coming out in late August in IMAX. We already got tickets and we're going. Me, my wife, and my wedding officiant, Rebecca. We're all going to go. Here is the Papa Funko. Again, the box. Here's the front. Here's the back. Really cool graphic. You know, and they spend years making these in advance. So, you know, they must know. We sent like designs and photographs and things. So this is cool. It's not quite a bobblehead, but it's beautifully made. Look at this guy with the hands, the claw. He's doing the black metal claw. And his very papal-inspired gown of purple and black, which were my wedding colors. Really cool. He's got kind of like the Papa's curly hair and his special mask from the most recent Ghost album. Really cool. Really cool if you could see that here on TikTok. And then bust it up here. Put my hand behind it. It'll be a little clearer there. Very cool. Really, really cool. And again, I have almost all the Ghost Funkos that have ever come out. And I think I have one more coming. I don't remember. I actually thought this was a different one that was coming. There's a sort of a Papa without the papal gear, but the new mask and the sequin jacket to go with the sequin mask. But I don't remember getting it. So my best man and my best friend, Curtis Dunlap, was here. Curtis also sometimes has done some stuff for Ghost Cult in the past, photography, writing. And we went to some record stores, including record store in my town, currently the Next record store, formerly called the Red Last record store. And they always have a great metal section and tremendous vinyl stuff. And they have this Chuck D presents This Day in Rap and Hip Hop History. And I've been trying to get this book for a few years. It's usually like $50, and they had it brand new for $20. And I was really stoked to get it. So let's just open it up and see. I know Chuck's next book is a book of his sketches and stuff, and he's got a awesome podcast. So let's see if they have like every day. I will open up to today, July 24th, and see what is in here. Okay. July. Well, we have July 22nd. Company Flow releases their full-length album Fun Crusher Plus on Raucous Records in 1996. Company Flow, I vaguely remember them. This is just absolutely rad. Got Bone Thugs and Harmony, Atmosphere, Master P, and some others. Kind of fun. And yeah, every entry is written by Chuck, and he's got little anecdotes and things. Tribe Called Quest, July 30th, releases their fourth album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life on Jive. Amazing. UGK. Sadat X. Nas releases It Was Written on July 2nd. And Chuck has like a little sort of like remembrances and hip-hop history notes. So this is really beautiful. Really great artwork here. You know, I don't know if you can appreciate it here because I don't have my other camera angle here, but like some of these are paintings and drawings by Chuck. There's Eazy-E. Really amazing stuff here. So this book is phenomenal. I can't wait to just kind of crack it and go through it and learn a lot more about hip-hop. And I'll have some more stuff in the coming weeks. I still have a bunch of vinyl unboxing videos to make. I have a hot sauce taste test video. I'm going to do my own version of Hot Ones and give myself all kinds of indigestion. I have some beer stuff. I tried the new Iron Maiden beer and had some at my wedding. It was rad. So yeah. And that is our show in a pretty manageable 1 hour solid. And yeah, man, once again, thanks for watching. Whoever stayed up late. Thanks for everybody who is here on the gram. Hey, Raquel's here. You're up late or early, late. I owe you a text. But I spent the show talking about my wedding. This is kind of the just married photo on the thumbnail in the top right-hand corner. I need to get back to a regular semblance of, It Was Written is the shit. I need to get my life back to a semblance of things and organization. And hopefully next week I'll get back to a regular live stream Monday or Tuesday. And Glacially Musical Wednesday. Recording on the new Guns N' Roses series. I love Illmatic, dude. And then we'll try to get this show happening at the right time, Thursday afternoon-ish. We'll see how we do with that. But thanks for watching. Unexpected late night live stream. Very nice chatting with everybody. And again, thanks for all the support and well wishes for my wedding. Raquel, congrats on your wedding. Shout out to Jonathan Davis and Phil Bozeman of Whitechapel, who also both married their sweethearts last week. Thanks, everybody. I'm Keefy, Ghost Cult Mag. I'm out. See you in the next one. Peace. Oh. Lord. Choppy. All right. Peace.